But baby, everything is A-okay. Touching you, boo, boo, boo. Touching me, touching you, touching me. Yeah. Oh, I believe in a thing called love. Listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. We'll be rocking till that sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love. Ooh. Touching you, touching me, touching you, touching me. I believe anything called love. Listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. We'll be rocking till the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love, 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 I believe in a thing called love. Listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. We'll be rocking till the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love. I believe in a thing called love, love, love. I believe in a thing called love.
And we can't stop. And we won't stop. Ba-do-da-do-do.
Red cups and sweaty bodies everywhere. Hands in the air like we don't care. 'Cause we came to have so much fun now. But somebody here might get some night. And if you ain't ready to go home, can I get a hell no? 'Cause we gonna go all night till we see satellite. Alright, so la-da-di-da-di. We like to party, dancing with Miley, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our rules, and we can't stop. And we won't stop. Can you see it's we who own the night? Can you see it's we who bow the light? And we can't stop. And we won't stop. We run things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, it's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want. We can live how we want. See my homegirls here with the big bar, shaking it like we at a strip club. Remember, only God can judge you. Forget the haters, 'cause Scott Bradley loves ya. And everyone in line for the bathroom, trying to get a line in a bathroom. We are so turned up, yeah, yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's the top of the hour, which, even when it's a benefit show, it's still comedy. It's still a comedy theater, so it's not starting on time. So, grab yourself a snack, get something to drink, share the link out with your friends and family who aren't already in the streams. The second annual Campfire Comedy Show will begin in about 2.5 minutes.
We can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, it's a party, we can do what we want. It's a party, we can say what we want. It's a party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want. We can live how we want. It's a party, we can do what we want to. It's our house. love who we want. Song we can sing if we want. It's my mouth, I can say what I want to. Yeah, 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 yeah. And we can't stop. We can't stop. We won't stop. Can you see it's we who won the night? Can you see it's we who died that life? And we can't stop. We can't stop. We won't stop. We run things don't run. We don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, yeah. It's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want. We can live how we want.
All the small things, truth care, truth brings. I'll take one lift, you're right, best trip. Always, I know you'll be in my
Welcome to the
show.
Virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for the second annual Campfire Comedy Show. Please welcome to your screen your host, Jessica Roberts.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second annual Campfire Comedy Show. A big thank you to Stab Comedy Theater for streaming this show on their Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other fun things that they have going. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and give them a subscribe. They have all sorts of things happening. Jesse's been bringing the comedy ever since the pandemic hit, and he's been working tirelessly week in and week out. So definitely thank you, Jesse, for giving us this space. So tonight we are bringing you a show to raise money for the kids on the Ridge that are going to need a little extra help with like Christmas gifts, because for those of you that don't know, the campfire was a fire that happened in 2018 in the towns of Paradise, Magalia, Concow, Jarbo Gap, and the surrounding communities. Basically devastated the whole area. And, you know, I myself being a survivor of the town and loving the Christmas spirit, I've asked a lot of my beautiful and wonderful comedy friends to come through and give us a laugh that we so need on the anniversary of it 2 years later. And if you guys can, there is a donation site right up there. It's fundly.com/camp-fire-christmas. You go in there, you donate whatever you feel like so that we can bring these kids a great Christmas. You know, some people kind of wonder, like, why are you going to bring laughs? It's not really a laughable occasion. You're right. It's not. But comedy has really helped me grow in the last 2 years, and pretty sure it saved my life. So this is why I bring the comedy special to you, and this is why we're doing what we're doing here tonight. So like I said, I'm a bit of a comic, a little bit. It's really hard sometimes to have a conversation with me because I'm like super all over the place. I have ADHD. Yeah, it's really crazy. Basically, it's like having a conversation with an extra sketch that has hiccups. So, it's really hard sometimes to be like, what in the hell is she talking about? Because like, I'm kind of like Batty Coda if I was if he was a human. It's just, oh, yep, yeah, hi, how's it going? Yeah. it's just nuts. It's nuts. Trust me. Having a conversation with me is really crazy because like we'll be going on one thing and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like if the clownfish turns into a female after the last female dies, then Nemo wouldn't be Nemo anymore. It wouldn't be, his name wouldn't be Marlin. It would be Marlene. Or I think, 300 and, 300 was crazy. And then you're like, what are you talking about? And then I Sparta kick you right off the couch. It's fun. Seriously. But no, being a campfire survivor, one of the things that I learned after the disaster is bring your dirty clothes, because I brought all my clean clothes and they're clean for a reason. And I looked like Honey Boo Boo at a swap meet on a Thursday for like 2 weeks. It was, I can just tell you, it wasn't pretty. But yeah, and then also it was around harvest time, so bring your weed. But it was cute. There was like these little hippie weed fairies that came around. It was really sweet and very, very cleansing. But yeah, so this is the Campfire Comedy Show. I promise you it will be funnier. Anyway, one of the first comics that we have coming up for you tonight, not to you, because we're socially distanced and we believe in science. So that's what we're going to do. The first comic that you have coming to your stage, gracing us all the way from Washington, we have T.L. Devaney.
Woo! Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, everyone, for coming out to the show or staying in for the show, as it may be. Look, my life is very exhausting, and it's convoluted, and it's complicated, and I go around trying to tell people about myself, and I just wind up sounding crazy. So what I'm saying is, welcome to my Ted Kaczynski talk. Let's start with this. In the first place, I'm transgender. I have to go around telling people that because nobody ever figures that out on their own. And I'm real sick and tired of telling people that, because you know what happens when I go around telling people that? Is other dudes think they then get to come up to this and tell it to smile. Yeah, we're just coming off the Halloween holiday. I'm not really a Halloween person. I grew up in a conservative Christian Republican household in a rural area. And my mom was that lady that instead of handing out candy on Halloween was handing out religious pamphlets. Yeah. I'm surprised our house never got burnt down on Halloween. I mean, I think the saving grace was the fact it was a trailer. Those things are metal. They don't really go up that easily. I've never been gender conforming. I mean, imagine this as a 12-year-old girl trying to make it through life. I did not need my mom to be the lady that was also handing out the religious pamphlets on Halloween. Because the kids would put that on me, Maybe if you weren't so queer, your mom wouldn't have to pass out Bibles on Halloween instead of candy. Oh yeah, maybe if you weren't so queer, my mom wouldn't have to give you a Bible on Halloween. You ever think of that, buddy? I have been sheltering in place, working from home since February 27th. Yeah, I'm just getting lonelier and lonelier, more and more irritable, fatter and fatter. Look, I'm not here to body shame anybody. Whatever size you feel beautiful and comfortable at, I'm with you. I'm just beyond that point with myself. Am I doing anything about it? Fuck no. Do I feel entitled to feel particularly sensitive about it? Why, yes, I do. It's gotten to the point where I just feel personally offended every time I hear someone use the phrase trans fat. Also, for the lack of conversation or anyone else to have any discourse with, I've just started arguing with songs that come on the radio. Yeah, you guys know that song, A Horse with No Name by America? There's that part that goes, there were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. I was like, hey, listen here, Mr. Lead Singer of America. That is not how and things works. You don't say and things and then go on to name other specific things. Come on, man. Jesse's girl comes on. I'm trying to give Jesse a lecture. Hey, Jesse, I don't know if you know this or not, but Rick Springfield's not your friend. Rick Springfield, some guy's been trying to hit on your girl for like 40 years. He's all over the radio. I don't see you doing a goddamn thing about it. Come on, man. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's actually 2 popular versions of the song I Say a Little Prayer. One's by Dionne Warwick. I never argued with that one, but the other one's by Aretha Franklin. And there's a line in that song that goes, I run for the bus, dear. And I heard that the other day, and I just go, no, you don't. Because if there's one thing I'm sure of in this entire godforsaken world, it's that Aretha Franklin never ran after any goddamn bus. I do live in Seattle, Washington. I live in this teeny tiny apartment complex. I got an old friend that lives 2 doors down from me, and we have these big windows at the front of our apartments. And we've been friends so long that we've just installed a drive-through window into our friendship. Because whenever I want to talk to him, he just slides that window open. I walk down there, and we just conduct our friendship transaction, and then I'm on my way. But the other day I was over there talking to him, and he just out of nowhere tells me he does not like Tom Petty. And I felt like I was getting a little queasy, like I was having some kind of a breakdown, like I was falling or something. I said, look here, man, don't do me like that. Hey, you don't know how it feels. I mean, sure, you might sit there doing bong hits like it's your last dance with Mary Jane, but I got to go out here into the great wide open, running down a dream, learning to fly. You better stop dragging my heart around, man. No, you don't come around here no more. I won't back down, buddy. I'm CL Devaney. Back to Jessica.
Yay! Thank you, Tio. I understand about, like, you know, getting hella lonely in quarantine. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, it doesn't want to listen to me. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. But no, I understand about getting like COVID feelings, because I got those, and the guy that I liked, he spoke another language, so I'm like, I'm gonna be cute and I'm gonna go on there and I'm gonna say something to Google Translate, right? This shit almost had me like, as I'm typing it in, it literally started saying, I like anus. And I was like, that's not the idea that I want to portray, at least not at first. You know, like, you got to ease into that kind of thing. You know, it's like a third date maybe. You know, you can't rush those things. So, yeah, either way, Google Translate has failed me in multiple occasions. So don't use Google Translate. It's bullshit. It just doesn't work. But one of my good friends is next. He's really been there for me in many ways throughout this last, since the pandemic. And he also runs a really awesome show over at Hypothetical Comedy. He is my friend, and his wife is my internet wife. I would like to give you the funky Sam Medina.
Yeah. What's up, you guys? Hey, Jessica's like, speaking of technical difficulties, our next comic's Funky Sam Medina, you guys. Hey, so I live in Tracy, California. If you've never heard of Tracy, I don't blame you. It's a sad, small little town in California. I think the saddest part is I'm the second most famous person here. I used to think I was a pretty ugly dude until I saw myself on Zoom, and then I realized that pretty was an overstatement. I don't have an OnlyFans, but I do have an OnlyFan. The pandemic is crazy, right? It made everybody go crazy for a while. I remember I couldn't go grocery shopping. I had to change to the online grocery delivery system. It's cool because it's like a bad breakup. They come to my house, they leave all my stuff on the porch, and they call me when they leave.
Nice.
I was going to work not so long ago the other day, and when I got there, I realized instead of my mask, I grabbed a pair of underwear.
Oh no!
That was a shitty day, you guys. I thought my comedy career was blowing up. You know, I thought I was getting super popular. I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I have 17 Facebook friend requests that I'm not even going to answer. And she goes, oh, that's cute. I have 162. Speaking of my wife, last night I was getting ready for bed at like around 3 a.m. and she woke up to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, wait, before you go back to bed, let me take this joke I'm working on. Did not end well for me, you guys. She said, I hate you, and she went back to sleep. Yeah. The joke was this. I enrolled my dog in a martial arts class. It's called Taekwondo Doberman. I know. That joke wasn't in my marriage, but it was worth it. It was worth it. They say you should never date a comedian, and I do agree with that. I think the reason why I would never date a comedian myself is because my wife is also a comedian, and she might know her. I'm vegan now. I've been vegan for about 3 months, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that. Woo, I know. It's tough, though. It's tough being a vegan. Like, I went to my favorite restaurant, and I was like, hey, what's your best vegan dish with meat? And then my wife and I went out to lunch today, and she was like, you've been doing really good on this new diet. I looked over the beer menu. You can have any beer you want, and she went to the bathroom. So I called the guy over, the waiter over. I'm like, hey, I want you to bring me a beer with a steak in it. He's like, what? Huh? What? I go, look, I don't got a lot of time here, okay? Go in the back, cook a steak, put it in a beer, and bring it out to me. We'll call it Ale 1. Grocery shopping is different. Now that I'm back in the stores, it's way different, you know? Like, I was in the meat section the other day, and I was looking at the steaks, the pork chops, the chickens, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this section is dead to me. Somebody comments on one of my Instagram photos and said, hashtag vegans are hypocrites, hashtag plants have feelings too. And that's not why I do it. You know, I'm not vegan to be like cruelty free. It's just like a bonus. I think the reason why I do it is because it makes me feel, you know, superior. Right. I have a lazy eye, but it's cool though because it matches my personality. Yeah, but my other eye, it's not lazy. So we had to do a DNA test to make sure it wasn't adopted. I think Zoom dating is cool. I mean, I don't do it because I'm married, but I think it's a cool concept, you know, because finally the woman has to buy her own dinner. And if the guy gets too handsy, she could just log off the Zoom chat. Yeah, I like Zoom comedy too. My favorite part about Zoom comedy is that there's a lot less walking involved. I do like that. I'm trying to lose weight. You know, I'm on this diet. My wife told me that Sundays can be cheat days. So earlier today, I got a hooker. It's good to set goals for yourself, though. It's good to set goals for yourself. Like I decided that my new Target shirt size is Target shirt size. I like that joke because it's for the fat people, right? Because the skinny people are like, oh, Target has many shirt sizes. Sure they do, but none of them fit me. All right, before I go, I'm going to let you guys know a little secret. I'm having a lot of fun. So I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to tell you guys anyways. I just signed a deal with Hulu, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Woo!
Yeah, I know. Thanks. I get 3 months for $1. The Funky Samadina. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I get it with the whole quarantine and the COVID and everything. Oh, but you know, the weight loss, I really get that. I've lost since last November to now. I have lost 60 pounds.
Woo.
Yeah, before that, I lost 330 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, my ex-husband is doing well. But you know what? Like, I started looking at, like, comparisons between COVID and my ex-husband, and I'm like, huh, neither one's came for me. Anyway, I had to throw that one in there, jab. I hope that you guys are ready for one of the most amazing women, uplifting women, and she's my Zoomy internet wife. I would like to give it up for Miss Athena Rodriguez.
Woo!
Hello. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Right on. Anybody drinking tonight?
No.
Oh, good. I'm not drinking because one time I got so drunk, I was trying to enter a conversation like it was a double Dutch game. I was hanging with a group of comics going like this. Yes, I like Borat. I do keto. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't do keto. I'm shaped like a dinosaur. It's fine. I like shopping at stores that don't have my size clothing. 'Cause I don't have enough overpriced scarves and shit. I don't like the girls that work there, the skinny ladies that work there. They always look at me like I'm lost. Like I walk in and they're like, the food court is over there. And I'm like, I know where the food court is. But the same thing happens to like the skinny ladies in Lane Bryant, right? They'll pick something up and be like, oh my God, I really love this belt. And then the Lane Bryant employee is like, that is a necklace, bitch. And then she ate her raw. Dinosaurs. My name is Athena. I was named after the Greek goddess of war, wisdom, and homecrafts.
Yeah.
When I think of a woman in power, I'm like, but does she know how to knit a fucking sweater? I wish I had a really fun story, a beautiful, amazing story of how my dad came up with the name Athena. But unfortunately, the story was he was reading a Greek mythology book while, dropping a deuce on the toilet. Quite magical. Quite magical. In fact, my entire legal name is Athena Sudoku Rodriguez. It's going to be passed down from generation to generation, y'all. I really am glad that you guys are all here. I appreciate you guys showing up. My dad never went to any of my shows. He'd always be like, Mija, you cuss and it's unattractive. Because that's what I want to be, attractive to my father. He was a ridiculous guy too. I don't know if you have someone like this in your family, but my dad was that guy that would talk through the whole movie. And then right at the action filled points, he'd be like, Mia, what's happening? What are they doing? I don't know. The only way to get my dad to be quiet through the whole movie is if there were like titties on the screen. If there was nudity, he was quiet. And that's what I like to go over to him and be like, hey, Dad, what's happening? What are they doing? And he always wanted a son. He did. I don't know if it's like this Mexican thing, but like he wanted to leave behind the Rodriguez legacy, and that confused me a lot because I was like, what's our legacy, Dad? Chronic ingrown toenails and diabetes? What are we trying to leave behind? I don't know. I think that a lot of people are having these, COVID times are really putting a damper on the dating scene. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys. And I wouldn't know how to freaking date right now. I'm glad that I'm married. I wouldn't know how to date right now. Like, I'm so damaged from the last time I was dating. I walked in on that dude cheating for me. I know, that rascal. I walked in on him and I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? And he's all, hey babe, you made it to the threesome. And for a moment, I was like, oh, dang. Oh, dang. And then I realized he was a liar because the guy who was fucking wasn't my type. Raise a crowd, guys. Raise a crowd. Like I said, I am married, so I don't really have to worry about the dating scene. I got married, one, because I don't like dating, and two, because I really wanted to know what it was like to be a housekeeper. I always think about how like some single people are, jealous of people that have someone at home, and they think people like us are, just walking around with this ever-flowing house stick. Yeah, ever-flowing house stick and ever-flowing dishes and ever-flowing laundry. It's the same. Guys, I hope you're being careful out there. I was at Walmart today and I watched two ladies fighting over a box of wine. I was hella impressed with the lady who won though. She didn't drop her baby once. The things that we can accomplish while we're breastfeeding. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Athena Rodriguez. Have a wonderful night.
Woo! Thank you, Athena. That's some ninja skills right there. If you could balance the baby and the box of wine.
Yeah, right?
What is that? White Trash 2000 or New and Improved 2.0? Yeah.
Hillbilly Kung Fu.
There you go, Hillbilly Kung Fu. That's right. I love going to Walmart and people watching. Makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
So, and that is not my joke. It's like 5 million people's jokes. But I still wanted to say it because I find it hilarious. And I do actually feel better when I go there because half the people will walk up to me and just like, you should beat your kid's ass. And I'm like, see, I told you. Better pay attention. I'll unleash that little, Russian lady over there. She's itching. She's going to bite you. Anywho, back onto the show. This guy is super cool, and he gave me the greatest nickname ever of Jason Roback. So, yes, he is my awesome friend from right here locally in Sacramento. He's been really fun to grow in the comedy community with, and I hope that you like his comedy styling. So give it up for the Mr. David Thorne.
Woo!
All right. I was on the last Paradise Fire show and it was fun. It was live. It was an actual paradise. I mean, this is a little bit more depressing. I mean, there are more things that are more depressing than Zoom comedy, like suicide, but I think we can all agree suicide's not funny unless you hang yourself with anal beads. Then they're like, was it a suicide? Speaking of anal beads, I feel like there's people that like to take them all and put them all up in there and then have their partner pull them out real fast, like they're starting a lawnmower. I'm pretty sure it makes the same sound. I'm glad I started doing comedy, though. I've met so many supportive people in the comedy scene, like Jason Roback here.
Hey.
I was hanging out with a fellow comedian the other day, telling him how I didn't have a place in my apartment sturdy enough to hang myself. They told me that they had a stud finder. And then they let me borrow it. So now I have a place where I can masturbate. Was it a suicide joke? Oh, well, this funny thing happened to me today. I actually talked to my biological father today, and he was telling me, he was like, David, if you're not getting paid to do comedy, then I wouldn't do it. But I'm not going to take advice from a guy who doesn't know better than to pull out from a 17-year-old girl.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my friends have came and seen me do open mic before, and they tell me, David, you hold the microphone way too close to your body. I'm like, well, that's the only thing I get to hold close to my body. They say, it sounds like you need a dog. I'm like, I can't fuck a dog. They're like, technically, David, yes, you can. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to go that route. So I did what a sensible human being would do is I went to the sex shop and I bought a fleshlight. You guys know what that is. You're all comedians. But for those of you that don't, it's a fake vagina. So I took it home and I took it out of the packaging and it was gold. And it reminded me of the Infinity Gauntlet. And I thought to myself, if I get all 6 Infinity Stones, can I wish that it's a real woman? Told that to my friend, and he's like, David, for being able to wish for anything, you set the bar really, really low. But what does he know? He's gay. So, something interesting about me, when I was a kid, I had a condition called hyperdontia, which basically means I was born with an extra set of teeth, so I'm part shark. It's been taken care of, though, because I don't look like Pennywise from It when he tried to pull Georgie into the storm drain. Something else interesting about me. When I was 13, I started getting molested by my uncle, but it's okay because I'm my own uncle. Now that that's been said, you're like, oh, the shark part makes sense, but I can assure you it's not incestuous. The two are totally unrelated. It's just that my grandparents raised me to think that my mom was my sister for most of my life. So that means I have some things in common with some famous people like Jack Nicholson, Eric Clapton, and Ted Bundy. So that means one of three things. I'm going to be a great entertainer, a shitty father, or a serial killer. Oh. Well, guys, if you can't tell that I'm not from California, I'm actually from a small town called Minor Hill, Tennessee. That's not minor like we're going prospecting for gold. That's minor like if she's crawling, she's in the right position. It's the type of town where people think the song Bees in the Trap is about Africanized killer bees. Type of town where people think a trans person is someone who drives a Trans Am and has a mullet. Now, we had 2 police officers. One was also the garbage man. The other one, he died in the early 2000s of boredom. I'm just kidding. It was lung cancer from smoking due to boredom. Yep. The only black thing he didn't beat was his lungs. I'm kidding. We didn't have black people in our town, but we did have a lot of people that liked to cosplay as ghosts and had a burning hatred for lowercase t's. Now, because of these people, we got to have 2 Santas in our annual Christmas parade. Regular traditional Santa Claus, bringer of happiness and cheer, thrower of peppermint candy canes, and then the alternative, Ku Klux Klanta Claus. He threw candy canes too, but his didn't have the red stripe on them. Yes, even their candy canes were whites only. You guys have been great. I'm going to give it back to our illustrious host, Jason Roback.
Thank you. Yes, I'm still Jason Roback. For some reason, the earth is like multiple times like thought I was a dude. I have a deeper voice, especially when I wake up in the morning. So like I'll be on the phone, somebody will be calling me, they're like, is Jessica there? And I'll be like, hello. And they're like, is Jessica there, sir? And I'm like, this is her. Yeah, the world has just been against me. Apparently it wants me to be a dude, but it's kind of hard to be a dude for me. It's just, it's not gonna work out. So here we go. Oh, don't forget, folks, if you're here watching, you can donate up to the link above. Yep, I'm pointing to the right place. To the link above at Fundly.com. We have had a little bit of money raised. I'm sorry, let me go there real quick, and so we can get an idea where we're at. Yeah, we've raised $30. Woo! Yes, $30 we didn't have before, so it's all good. So, but if you feel so inclined, you can still do so after the show. I will be keeping it open for a little bit. So, there's that fun stuff. The next comic that is going to be coming to your video screen is a friend of mine that I've met through quarantine. We've met online through comedy. She's actually been on my show, another show that I do called What Frickin' Day Is It? She was really cool. She's my nerd in arms, as I shall like to call her. But I had a lot of fun with her on my show, and I hope that she brings you as much joy as she brought me. So without further ado, this is Miss Cynthia Fox.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As you can see, I'm very thankful right now. Oh God, I actually love. I'm just gonna talk to y'all, but like, I love people watching during Zooms. Like, it's just like guilty pleasure. Like, I love how David and TL just have like their own custom backgrounds. Like, that looks cool as fuck. Like, and like Erica over there looking like a goddamn LGBTQ fairy godmother. Like, she gonna make all your Grindr matches match back. She got it. Rhoda looks hella presidential. Like, you gonna get like the 100-day agenda passed. You gonna get it. Heather, I'm trying to figure out if you're in front of like a slightly haunted house or just like a mildly decapitated Midwestern home that's kind of quaint. A bar house. Okay, I'll take it. A bar house. But yeah, my name is Cynthia in public, or Cynthia Fox, or Cynthia Wanji. My Starbucks name is Sophia. But usually I go by just Cynthia because people tend to butcher and brutalize my last name the way that colonizers have butchered and brutalized my home country of Cameroon. There's a few quiet people in here. Is it too soon for some of y'all? Still dealing with after sexist slavery to colonization. I feel y'all mostly white people. But being Cameroonian is really interesting. People always ask me, like, what's it like to be from Cameroon, like from Africa, right? And I tell them, like, it's very simple. I don't believe in government officials. I just don't trust them. I don't trust tap water. I don't trust dishwashers. And I don't trust or believe in divorce. Yeah. By that, I mean, I found out when I was 16 years old that my parents got divorced. And honestly, I thought that they were together but apart in different countries for 8 years. It's just, like, I literally find out when I was like filling out college applications, my mom was just like, don't look, I'll do that part. And I was like, yeah, but I tend to like to think, so the apocalypse, as we all know, has created like a new normal, right? So waking up at 5 p.m. every day, normal. Not being able to hug our parents, our mom, normal. Not treating your yeast infection for 12 weeks. Normal. But let's just recap this fucking year. This is gonna be my last curse word. Okay, let's just recap this year. Okay. Because we started out with World War III. And then we had Kobe Bryant passing away. And then COVID happens. We brought about a plague, which started this whole apocalypse, right? And then white people discovered racism, right? So, like, thoughts and prayers to y'all. You're still struggling with that. I don't know. And if you fast forward, we've had all the fires happening and going on, that we've had all those days where we're just shut in our house. There was this one day where, it was this 1 week where it was just orange outside, and you wake up and the sky isn't awake, and you're like, am I supposed to be awake if the sky isn't awake? And then you're just like, I don't know. And then I looked at my cat, and me and my cat were just like, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know. And my cat was just like, hey, I want to go outside. I'm like, no, you can't go outside. He's like, meow, I want to go outside. I'm like, you and I both know that you have cat asthma. Okay, the sky is not good for you. Air is not good for you. And he was not listening to me, and it was just terrible. And you're just stuck in the house for weeks, and you can't even take a walk outside. You're just on Zoom all the time. Your eyes are burning, and it's like you gained 20 pounds. Somehow your cat also gained like 3 pounds. You don't even know how, and it's is a mess, right? And then you saw the presidential debates where there were like two old men just like beating each other off while the third one was watching. And then somehow the election happened, and oh my God, democracy won, kind of, sort of. Yeah, barely. But now I'm also wondering, are they going to be able to actually change anything? And we're in November, and it feels like we've been like 3 years fast forward. And somehow we're supposed to look over to 2021. I do not look forward to that. I do not look forward to that, because 2020 has made me realize we should have no expectations, no hope. The entire decade. That's it. 2030 is what we're looking forward to now. Okay? Yes? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
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 All she heard was yes, yes, yes. That was it.
All I'm trying to say is take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, right? If this year has taught us anything, is that we're not only our brother's keeper, we are our neighbor's keeper as well. But we do affect not only those around us, but our community. And I believe in passing kindness on and patience, because we're all going through different mental states. It's been a rough year. It's probably going to be a rough next year, but it'll help if we spread a little bit of love and make sure that, you know, if you want to take that nap, take that nap. If you want to take that walk, take that walk. Whatever you do to get your mental straight, your physical, your emotional, because we're all we have at the end of the day. And I just want to say thank you so much to our host, Jessica Roberts. We raised $30, but I'm sure we can raise another $70 right now. So
Yeah.
please donate at the link above right now. If you can, put $1, $5, $10, every little bit counts, because I tend to think that after going through such horrible moments this year, you feel better when you help out the person next to you or the person in your community. And there's a lot of people that have lost everything that could even use a Christmas present, toilet paper, you know, we could all use some toilet paper, something, right? So please, even if it's just $5 or $2, please give something. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. That was just fantastic. Yeah, I don't have any expectation, because I'm like, yeah, every time you turn around, something is like, oh, this happened and this happened. I mean, like, shit, in a week, we've literally lost Sean Connery and fucking Alex Trebek. I mean, 2020 can suck a big one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not having it anymore.
Yeah.
Now I don't get my Bond and I don't get my so, like, we're fucked. All right. But anywho, I think we've actually raised more money. We're at 77, I believe. So that is freaking awesome. Again, woo, our goal is 500. We are a small but mighty group, but we can do it. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. Sorry, my other personalities. Anyway, the next person that I want to bring up was a part of the show last year. Him and his wife were both there. It was super fun. I got super rattled because it was literally 1 year after, and I thought I was ready, but I wasn't, you know, to be back in paradise. And it was really fun to have this comic. And the rest of the comics that were there was a fantastic night, just the same as I am so blessed to have the comics that are here tonight a part of this. And again, you can donate up above at Fundly, or, you know, if you're local to Sacramento and you're watching, message me at Jessica Roberts through Facebook, and we can set up a pickup if you don't want to donate, but you do want to donate toys. So we can schedule a pickup, obviously socially distant, masks on, sanitizer, wax on, wax off, suckers. Anyway, so the next comic that we have coming up is a really dear friend of mine. I love him to death. He has had me on shows. I've had him on shows, and he has a really beautiful smile. I love you guys to give it up for Mr. T.C. Morgan.
Woo. Woo. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's a lot better than what my ex-wife calls me, so I'll take that. So, yeah, this clearly, I am in a parking lot in Vegas. That's how badly I want to do this. Okay, so if some random bummer, weird dude comes up to the window, it's all part of the show. Okay. I love Jessica. There's another guy in here, David. David and I go back. I mean, we're you know, I love being a part of this. But I do want to say, David, I want my stud finder back. Had that for way too long, dude. Okay, so you know, I moved out of Sacramento. I live out just outside of Vegas now, and the whole COVID thing, you know, it's been a weird effect. But I'll admit that I've been high the whole time. So, you know, semi-affected me, and then pretty much it's been a normal day for the rest of the time. I did get a little excited the other day. I wanted to try to impress my old lady, and I told her that I bought a $20 joint at the dispensary, and that I guaranteed that it was going to get her high. And she then said, "You guarantee me or what?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Well, if you guarantee me something and it doesn't work, like there's an or what, there's a consequence." I said, okay, I understand what you're saying. I guarantee you that this $20 joint is going to get you high, or I just wasted $20 on a joint. There was no extra in that. That was the joint was the good thing. So, but it was good. We had a good time. So, you know, but I get stoned way too much and find myself in kind of weird predicaments sometimes. The other day, I realized that maybe we should do like a public service announcement for getting high and then taking a shower. You know, it's crazy in there, and you know, I start grabbing random soaps and different tubes of stuff, and I start washing myself, and I'm having a good time, and then I get out and I get the look, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Did you use my face soap again, my good face soap?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "That stuff in that tube right there." I said, "Yeah, I squeezed that all over my ass and like yeah, it was awesome. I thought that's what it was for." She goes, "No, that stuff's like $90 a bottle. What's wrong with you?" But my ass feels phenomenal. I'm just right? I've been walking around rubbing it all day. So, but yeah, being stoned in the shower can really mess you up. I mean, it only took me 2 hours to take a shower, so whatever. But again, I like the edibles. Anybody else like the edibles?
Woo!
I know David did.
A lot of weed.
I did. I got some from my aunt, you know, and I had that weird moment, and she was like, "Don't take too many." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, Aunt Judy, I got this." You know what I'm saying? So I took one, and she was like, "Wait every half hour." I was like, "Okay, I'm not feeling it." So I took another one, and a half hour later, I wasn't really feeling it. So I kept taking them and kept taking them. Well, I realized that I had eaten them all. And I was watching TV, and the Aflac commercial came on, and I was really digging it. I was into it. I woke up the next day, and I looked at my cell phone, and I got these emails that I now have insurance for my car, my house, motorcycle. I don't even own a boat, but I got insurance through Aflac. All right, so that was quite the experience. So just again, a heads up. You're gonna do the edible thing, leave your credit card somewhere else maybe or something like that, all right? But I'm covered, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody wants to go out, or if you have an RV, I got you covered too. So watching TV, I've come to realize that there's some shady stuff going on, and even when I'm not super high, I start really like looking at it, trying to break it down, you know what I mean? Realize that they're just selling a shit on TV, and I don't mean that the wrong way. It really is. It's crap. Ladies, this one's for you. Have you seen the spray-on makeup thing? Yeah? Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's not going to work. And I tell you that because I used to be short, kind of heavy. So on Friday nights, instead of like going out with the ladies, I built model airplanes. That is the same exact sprayer that I used to use to paint the planes. And probably 10 seconds into it, it's gonna plug up and clog up and probably gonna shoot a huge wad of makeup onto your face. Now, if that's something you're cool with, I want you to hit me up on my Instagram later, okay? Like, I'm just saying, we need to get it worked out. So, but it's crap. It is. Don't do it. And that's from me to you. Just a little something from the captain. But before I go, there is one other thing I'd like to talk about. I'm a deep thinker. I did go to college. I did a philosophy thing, and Kung Fu is real. I'm part of all that. And I really looked into something. Do you ever notice that we have a toothpaste for brightening? We have a toothpaste for tartar. We have a toothpaste for freshening your breath. I think we have a toothpaste conspiracy. I believe we only need one tube of toothpaste and it would do everything. They're getting us. All right. It's not the COVID, it's the toothpaste. Yeah. So from now on, when you're in there shopping and you're standing there and you're looking at all the different ones, think of this face right here. And buy some toothpaste or you don't get a smile like this. Thank you so much for having me a part of the show again this year. I love you, Jessica. You know already. You know all that crap. Thank you to the rest of the comics, you guys. This has been so much fun. We didn't get the homeless guy to jump into the act, so, you know, it's cool. It worked out for me. But if you guys are ever out towards Vegas, please hit up the Captain TC. I love everybody. Donate some money or I'll show up at your house, man.
You don't want him to show up at your house, like, at all. I do, because he's my friend, but if he shows up, run. Anyway, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, I have a little secret to tell you guys. My teeth are fake. That's right. My daughter sucked the life out of me before she came out. It was fantastic.
Oh,
but it was really weird, like during the beginning, like before I was able to get them fixed, because like it cost thousands of dollars, and if it wasn't for, you know, something called Obamacare, I wouldn't have been able to get my teeth fixed. Sorry, I had a little bit of something in my throat. Anyway, I know a few people are choking on their words tonight. Anyway, no, it was crazy. So I would have like, I had just this one front tooth, and sadly enough, the rest of them had like popped out, the calcium depleted. I lost my teeth. But before that happened, I always got the same fucking question. Well, how long have you been sober off meth? Well, first of all, Tutti Frutti, look at here. I'm a fat girl, okay? I don't like to miss food. So meth is not part of me, number one. Number two, just because I have a bunch of tattoos does not make me a meth head, okay? And I know, everyone's like, whatever. She totally probably was. She's just playing it off on the kid. No, that's where you're wrong. I didn't know I was pregnant till I was almost 5 months pregnant, because I have one of those weird uteruses that goes, I might work today. So when I found out that I was pregnant, my teeth started falling out, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And they're like, oh, well, you had taken too long to get your prenatals, and it's just, you know, it's genetic, which is true. My grandma, my mom, my aunt, my uncles, all of them have dentures, but that's not because of childbirth. That was because of meth. But you know what? I will tell you this. I am immune to one thing that the rest of you are not immune to. That's right. Captain fucking Crunch. I am not afraid of Captain Crunch anymore. I can battle my demons.
Woo!
That's right.
Raw dogging it.
Exactly. Well, bite somebody. Anyway, no, I just wanted to give you guys that because he brought up teeth, and I'm ADHD, and I don't even give a shit. So, another person that we have is hailing all the way from Hawaii. She's a friend of mine. She's fantastic. She lifts me up when I need a good push, but not off the volcano or the mountain, thank God. So, I don't know. She might if I piss her off. I don't know. But this lovely lady, she's fantastic. She's fiery. She's got her hair multiple colors today, and her name is Miss Erica Schwarzkopf.
Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, so I'm Erica Schwarzkopf, and I run the Female Comics of Hawaii, and that's so everybody give it up for women!
Yay!
Except for the women that pee on the seat in the women's room. Those were yeah. We are not friends. But here on Zoom, I don't have to worry about that. You're not going to pee over here. I don't know if you know this, and you can check me on it. If you Google the words, just these 2 words, female stand-up, what do you get? I'll tell you, it's a device so that women can pee standing up. I'm here to change this. I'm here to change this. We're going to at least get on page 3. I think we're on page 15. I'm not sure. We're on there. Okay, who here orders from Wish? People that order from Wish?
Woo!
Woo! Isn't it great to get half of a thing, not the whole thing? I finally, you can see me now, I finally got a ring light here, but they didn't get me a stand.
Oh, God.
To do this, are you like no, or like this, like why the one? Why? So many questions, Wish. Anyway, I got it for free, so I'm not here to complain. At the menopause talking. I think there is, an active volcano on Oahu, and that's me. That's menopause me. But I'll tell you what, there are some benefits to menopause. Like I recently bought the very first pair of white pants since I was 12. There may be some people here that didn't get that joke, but that's fine. That's no problem. No problem at all. I've been dating now, and I decided maybe I don't want to date. I recently got a new vibrator and a comforter, and I don't need any men then. I'm good now. I recently got an iPhone. I said, Siri, do you have Aloha? And she said, would you like me to search the web for do you want a blowjob?
Yes, please.
No, but that's a good idea. But anyway, I was looking for a job last year, and for a job as a preschool teacher. In my desperation, they said, "You don't have any experience with kids. How's that?" And I was like, "Well, I've run hundreds of comedy open mics." It's pretty much the same thing with different ages. Never heard from them again. Pretty much think I'm blackballed from all the preschools, but whatever. It's fine, no problem. And then I'm gonna probably end with this. Recently I had a bit about 2 minutes, man, and I'm here to apologize. 2 minutes, sometimes that's all men can do. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Also, I recently met 2-second man. He came before I opened the door. How am I doing with time, Jessica? Do I have time for one more? 2 minutes. Okay. I'm not really looking for a relationship so much as a service dick. Like a service dog, the little dog that wears a little tiny vest. Well, I'm pretty sure I could talk some guy into wearing a little tiny vest on his dick.
Yeah.
And if we got an okay for a doctor, and if we wore masks, couldn't we then do it anywhere at all? So many questions.
Nice.
Figure it out, man. And just and with this one, people said it's dangerous to date on Tinder. I'm like, really? Because I dated in the 80s and 90s. You know what dating in the 80s and 90s was? It was creepily stopping by someone's house repeatedly until they eventually went out with you because nobody had a goddamn phone. Young people had no idea. You couldn't date more than one person because you never knew when that fucking person was going to stop by. On my appointments, this is awesome. Sign me up. All right, America Schwarzkopf, come visit me in Hawaii. I'm a promoter too, and I got spots for you. No, I don't have airfare. Aloha. Thank you.
Aloha.
Yeah, Erica.
Wow, that was Erica Schwarzkopf. I love her. She's so fun. Almost every time I'm like, oh, I feel so shitty. My ex-husband was this or this or this. She's like, fuck him. You're fantastic. You're a woman. Hear yourself roar. So it's lovely. I love it. So yeah, service dick. Yeah. Did you guys see that article where there was a woman who basically like dominatrix drugged this dude with like a whole leash and everything through a store? No, it's just me who reads weird shit. Okay, sorry about that. If it's not Star Wars or kinky, apparently I don't know what it is. So anyway, our next comedian, I absolutely love her. She is tenacious. Freaking, she's got a sharp tongue, and she's absolutely 100% fucking awesome. So she is also local to my scene, and I hope you guys love her as much as I do. Give it up for Mrs. Heather Rogue. Woo! Heather? Oh, we cannot hear you, sweetheart.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes!
Woo! Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Love troubleshooting in the middle of my set. That's my favorite. I've been troubleshooting my internet for the last 2 fucking hours. That's my one F-bomb. Not gonna do it again, I promise.
It's okay.
I don't know what is wrong with my internet. It's not like my service provider's PG&E. Like, what is going on? You know? How much money have we raised? If we raise another $80 by the end of my set, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take my top off.
All right, people, you heard her.
And if we raise more than that, I promise not to subject you to that. And,
right now we're at $107. We raised $40 more.
Sweet. I'll even put on more clothes because it's kind of cold right now. I just moved. I was going to show you my house, but I had to turn my green screen off and I turned my phone off. I'm just like internet focused right now. Like, I don't want any more problems. Okay, let's just get into material. All right, so if Santa Claus were gay, he'd be a polar bear. All right, not everyone got that one, so let me explain it. So a bear is a hairy gay man. Santa Claus is hairy. Is this what's happening? Okay, Santa Claus is hairy, and he also lives on one of the 2 polar regions of the Earth. Specifically, the top one. He's a top. So it's basically a double entendre. So now that you know why it's funny, you can laugh. Begin. Great. All right, I have some good news. It's not all fucking shitty internet over here. I'm also pregnant. Thank you. Yeah, my boyfriend was not as excited. He was like, "You can't get pregnant," and I was like, "Yeah, no, duh, I can't afford it." Not in this economy. God, I went looking for a job the other day, and the guy just offered to sell me his business.
Oh shit.
It's a true story. So now I'm a proud owner of a Christian bookstore here in Sacramento. Still trying to think what to name it. Throw out your suggestions in the comments. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding, you guys. I don't have a boyfriend. Just for the joke. Dating's hard. You know, I thought it'd be easier with COVID. I thought I'd have an advantage because I'm more attractive from 6 feet away. Especially with a mask on my face. Like, I don't even have to shave. But no. For one thing, when do you tell a guy that you're pregnant, right? Like, first date, second date, like, you know, when not everyone's into it. So it's always like, for another thing, all the guys that I like, they turn out gay, which it makes me upset. It makes them really upset when they find out that they're gay. I'm not happy at all. I can't just turn you gay. I should tell you guys I am a trans woman. I don't know if anyone guessed. Do we have some detectives in the audience? Okay, that's good. Good eye. It's always my parking job that gives it away, you know? Always, every time. I'm just kidding. I can totally pass for a woman driver. Terrible at it. So yeah, I'm trans. My camel has 3 toes. Just kidding. I actually have a vagina, just for this next joke. It's kind of like a Zoom show, you know. I'm having fun, but there's no production. I couldn't find a girlfriend, so I just became a girlfriend. That's called solving problems. Yeah. I'm just kidding. That's not why I transitioned. I really did it so I could listen to old ladies take fat dumps in the bathroom. It's so hot. And no, I don't pee on the seat, Erica. Okay, so rest easy. All right, I'm out of time. I can't tell. There's such a delay. I don't even know when the time came. But thank you guys so much. This was fun. How much money did I raise? $0. Okay, I'm gonna go put on a sweater.
Actually, it's now up to 142. And yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I don't pee on the seat either. It really freaks people out when I can stand up and pee, though. My ex used to hate it. I don't know if it emasculated him or if he was just mad I didn't get it all in the toilet seat like he did. It is what it is. Everybody pees on seats. It's all good. Anywho, this next lady I met through our scene. We did a trivia show together, and I was just on her podcast. It is fantastic. We talked about Tank Girl. So much fun. It was great. I love talking about stuff that most people haven't heard of. Because for some reason, they think 90s is old school. And I'm like, I will throat punch you, you son of a bitch. I'm not old. I'm only 35. Like, seriously. I watched a ton of Beetleborgs and Power Rangers. I know how to throat punch you. If not, I'll learn from TC. But anyway, this next lady, she's fantastic. I absolutely love her. Please give it up for the lovely Miss Rhoda Ramon.
Hello, everybody. How is it going tonight? So glad to be here. My name is Rhoda. I am from Lodi, California. And if you know anything about Lodi, California, it's that we're actually trying to make ourselves this very wine-centered town, kind of like a tiny Napa, something like that. So the wine industry has come in and they've rebranded us to a cute little nickname called Loca. Which I love because now I get to see all the high maintenance bitches that I went to high school with go out to wineries on the weekend and hashtag themselves as crazy, which is awesome. So be like, oh, you know, out in the vineyard tonight, hashtag Loca. We're like, bitch, we know. You tried to kill your boyfriend's dog with antifreeze when you got pissed off at him, okay? You brought a gun to work. You done been hashtag Loca. You didn't need the hashtag for us to know that about you. But it's 2020, you know, it's been a tough year for everybody. So I've been trying to make the best of sheltering in place. I've been lucky enough to be able to work from home these last few months, and it's been great. And it kind of came at a good time because at the very beginning of the year, I hit rock bottom. And I don't mean to bring the tempo of this down at all. I'm not going to get too much into it. But basically what happened was I was getting ready for bed one evening. I took off my bra and a big chunk of food fell out on the floor. And then as I was eating it, I thought, I am not living my best life, you know? So then quarantine happened and it was kind of crazy. So I decided that the first half of quarantine, I was going to completely clean my house from top to bottom, kind of take a Marie Kondo thing, like only keep the stuff that brought me joy. And I was going through some boxes, and inside one box, I found my baby book, right? And inside, you're supposed to write your hopes and your dreams that you have for your baby. And inside mine, my mom wrote, I wanted to be Miss America. And I felt super bad, like I let her down, because the closest I've ever come to being a pageant girl was the time I let an old man watch me eat a rack of ribs at a TGI Fridays, you guys. Like, he gave me a 7 out of 10. Said I had good technique, but I lacked confidence. That was like, but that's what it is. It's all about confidence. Like, I'm loving these like confidence, and now we're about to have our first female vice president. Like, I love it. When I was, yes, give it up for that. We're watching history. It doesn't matter what your political stance is. You are seeing history right now. Hell yeah. Let me tell you something. During that debate where she said, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking, I think half of the women in the room were like, oh my God, we don't have to take their shit anymore. Yes! Like, the only thing that I miss being able to walk into work tomorrow morning and just looking at all of those jerks that I've had to work with for years of like being sexist and just be like, fuck you. Fuck you. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to drop any F-bombs. Sorry.
Oh, it's all fucking K.
So, but I just going back to saying, like, we struggle a lot with self-esteem, and I struggle a lot with imposter syndrome, and sometimes I actually have to go to therapy because it gets really, really bad and it gets detrimental to my mental health. And so my therapist gives me like exercises to try to kind of help with that. And so she says, the next time that you go out, I just want you to say something nice. Someone says something nice about you, I just want you to say thank you. Okay, that's it. Just say thank you. That's very hard. And it was even harder because the first compliment I got was I was walking down the street and this man stopped me and he's like, damn white girl, you got a fat ass. I was like, oh my God, I'm not white. Like, no offense to no offense to practically everybody in here, but I've been called a wetback beaner spick one too many times to have accepted the compliment, you know. That's okay. That's all right. Actually, I love white people. I'm actually married to a white guy, which is awesome. Because you know what they say about white boys, don't you?
No.
Once you go white, it's probably going to be all right. Because they generally have good credit and don't get harassed by police. That's all I'm saying. Okay, all right. We're joking again. We're joking. been interesting seeing one of the silver linings that I see through all of this is how people are taking this kind of situation and they're making creative things to keep everybody safe. Just how creative everybody's have to be through all this. So we should really take some time to see the silver lining of how creativity has kind of come through for us in this time of confusion. And I really have admiration for those like drive-by parades that everyone does, you know, where it's like little kid's birthday and you drive by and you honk your horn and you kind of deck out your car and say woo or whatever. I've been to a baby shower like that now, and I think that that's a really cool and innovative way to celebrate somebody from a safe distance, but it really only works in like affluent neighborhoods, okay? Because like I don't live like in the hood, but I live hood adjacent, and I'll tell you that someone tried to do one drive-by parade party and my neighbor shut it down real quick. Like he walked outside and he was like, I don't understand why you're trying to bring so much attention to this area. You're gonna make those cops that have been watching me look even more suspicious. You need to shut this down right now. Okay. He's like, you're hurting business, shut it down. I kind of live in the hood, but I like to say I live more hood adjacent, you know? Like, what does that mean? It just means that, like, there's less gunshots at night, but, like, my neighbor still has a neck tattoo and a pit bull named Chapo. You know, like, it just, he's a good dog. He's a great dog. I love him. It just, that's, you know, my mail comes in Spanish, that kind of thing. That's how I know I live, like, hood adjacent. I'm not embarrassed. I don't care. I'm living that hood life.
Low die.
Low die. Hashtag Loca. I'm just gonna leave you guys on this. I want to get a question just because times are crazy. We don't know really what's gonna happen in these next, you know, the rest of this year or moving forward. We're gonna get things under control. Are we gonna have a civil war? That kind of stuff. So I really just am kind of trying to take a poll of like, do you guys think I should get a gun? Can you guys clap if you think I should get a gun? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Because I think I'm going to, I used to be like total pacifist, not believe in like violence, anything like that. But the world is getting so crazy. I'm like, maybe I need to become a true American and get a gun, you know? And so I was scrolling through, just kind of looking in to see what it was like about, how you could go about getting a gun. And I saw this class that was like Introduction to Handguns for Women. And I was really intrigued by that class because I was like, what do? They just hand you a pink gun and they're like, if you accidentally shoot somebody, you just got to cry and tell the cops that you're on your period. Okay. Like that's what the whole class is about. That would be awesome. I didn't go though because it was like an all-day event and I saw that they didn't like serve lunch. So I was like, no, I am not going to compromise my values unless the shit is catered. Okay, no, thank you. This is the last one I'm going to tell for tonight. I used to work at a vocational college in Stockton, California, and one of my students had an email address that was workahodry69 at AOL.com. And when I read that and I was talking to him, I'm like, really, dude, that is so gross. Nobody has an America Online account anymore. You guys, my name is Rhoda. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Thank you to everyone who gave us some money. Please give as much as you can. Have a great rest of your year. Stay safe. Follow me on social media, Rhoda Ramon. Thanks, guys.
Rhoda. I think I was supposed to go to that class too, but I don't like pink. Damn it.
If you
they have gender neutral guns now too because of feminism.
Sweet. That'll be great.
If you live within 30 minutes of Stockton, you need to own a gun. Come on now.
I live an hour from Stockton, so I'm safe. But I do live on a very busy street where homeless people like to sleep on my back porch. So, and they're not afraid of the machete or the pit bull. So, kind of maybe I should. Oh my gosh. So far it looks like we have raised $162. Yeah, it's been fantastic. I want to do a quick shout out for the supporters. Real quick, Victor, damn it, I can't read. Sorry. Lara, Robert, Jesse, Patrick, Anonymous, and Mike. Thank you all so far for donating of our precious time and monies, because, you know, it is COVID, and, you know, I think that's a payment for unemployment for me. So it's like, woo! There we go, 1 week's worth of work. But you know, it is really crazy with COVID and everything like that. One of the reasons why I really wanted to do this fundraiser for the kids is because the people up in Paradise are still struggling. They're struggling to get their houses built. They're struggling to keep food on the table. They're struggling to keep propane in their tanks, because that's how they heated things up there. And a lot of them are still living in RVs. So how do you heat and cook in an RV? You got propane. So hopefully we're able to ease that burden just a little bit and help folks out to provide Christmas presents for the kids, and it'll be fantastic. I still am very close to the people that are up there. I'm like right now, this is exactly the shirt that I wore the day of the fire. So I still love everyone. Anyway, the next person I absolutely adore, his name is Chip Jones. He is all the way from Washington, D.C. He's clever, he's quick-witted, and trust me, if you want an education and you're not sure about something, this guy pretty much is like probably a walking Jeopardy. Like, he knows so much stuff. It's fantastic. But anyway, I'm going to give it over to Chip Jones, and yeah.
Oh, walking Jeopardy? I don't think today was the day to do that.
Right? I know.
Give it up for Alex Trebek. Oh man. And give it up for all the comics that you've seen so far, man. This is great. I mean, I am learning so much. You know, like Rhoda. You know what they also say? Once you go white, you are still gonna be as tight. You know what I'm saying? You know. I gotta tell you, you are a fat man's dream. You know, I love a girl that when you get to second base and you're feeling her up and you can find food. That is just great. I mean, I love that. That is a fat man's dream. And Heather, I'm like you, man. I don't pee on the toilet seat. Mostly because at my age, I'm sitting down when I pee, you know. I am old, you know, which can kind of get awkward at a urinal, but you know, you just have to remember to stand up before you flush or your back gets wet. That's just awkward. And Erica, I know Erica really well, and I had no idea about the penis with a vest. I'll throw this out there. My penis has a vest, but it comes with his whole tuxedo. So you know, if you can take the full tuxedo and top hat, I'm your man. So I'm in there. I'm in there. Who else do we have? Cynthia on that rant. You know, she was pushing it, driving people to give. You know, and I've seen her with her asthmatic cat. You know. I've seen her out there showing love and care with that inhaler, making him open his mouth and spraying it in. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And who else is in the top 10 here? TC, I know what you're talking about with the toothpaste, man. One tube to rule them all. I'm with that. And I also made that mistake, man. I got hooked up by Ice-T and that Car Shield, you know, insurance, you know, and it dawned on me after I bought it that my car has better health insurance than I do. That's just horrible, you know. I'm trying to figure if there's a way I could slide my doctor bills in on that, you know. When my doctor asked me to turn my head and cough, is that considered a front end alignment? I don't know. I'm gonna try to get it through. What else? My favorite bud. T.L. Devaney. Every time I get on a show with him, I start listening to Tom Petty all over again. It's like new love. It's like new love. And then I'm looking at the beautiful couple there with Sam, Medina, and Athena, you know. And I know what you're talking about, Athena, because you know it is weird, this thing about the goddess Athena, you know. And I'm figuring that she can knit a sweater, but then she can choke you to death with it. Is what I'm thinking. She's a powerful woman. She's a powerful woman. You know. And Sam, I love you, Sam. I love you to death, man. If I ever am reincarnated, I want to come back as one of your eyes. Is what it is. Especially, I want to be the lazy one because that's the way I am too. Just lazy. That's me. All right, where are we? I think we're down to David, and David, you know, you ticked the box for me. You know, when you were talking about the studs and hanging yourself, because it made me think of one of my heroes that died. I don't know, about 9 years ago. David Carradine. Do you guys remember David Carradine from Kill Bill? Yeah, see, David's laughing because he knows. Yeah. David Carradine died. He died of autoerotic asphyxiation. He accidentally hung himself while masturbating. Yeah, and it was weird because the Thai police said that he had committed suicide, which I thought was odd, that they had found him with a belt around his neck and his pants around his ankles. You know, I gotta imagine they figured he was gonna, you know, off himself and said, hey, you know, my last day on the planet, let me go ahead and rub one out real quick. But no, that's not what it was. But you know, when I thought about it further, David Carradine died of a character flaw, and by that I mean he was in Thailand, where you can rent 2 hookers for the night for like $7. Now, I'm not saying that he should have engaged in prostitution. I'm saying spend the money and have a couple spotters if that's what you're planning on doing later. A couple people who can cut you down if shit goes wrong. You know? So if anybody tells you that David Carradine died of some weird sexual fetish, no. David Carradine died because he was cheap. So all you people out there who haven't given yet, you know, give, because being cheap can actually kill you. You probably can't tell by the way I'm seated, but I do have long dreadlocks.
Oh, wow.
And it's it's funny when people see these, they automatically assume that I smoke and sell weed. And I just want to let you guys know I do not smoke weed. Some people with glaucoma in the room, maybe, you know. Okay. Hit me up. I got baggies. It was nice to see, you know, the BLM movement at the beginning of the year. You know, everybody was on board, and it was cool to see that, you know, Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, and Uncle Ben were let off the corporate plantation. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I think the coolest thing is that we got to go first, because usually black people don't get to go first, you know? A lot of times we don't get to go at all. So, you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Because I could have seen them starting out with, I don't know, child labor, and maybe letting Little Debbie and Wendy off first, you know? Or maybe even going with gay rights and finally letting the Brawny Man and Mr. Clean declare their love, you know? Because it's always seemed sad to me because, you know, they're always like on the same aisle, but they're never allowed to be side by side, you know? It's terrible. But, you know, the downside to this has been all these white woke people that want to show me how much they know about Black history, to show they're down with the struggle, you know, and they're like, hey, did you know Malcolm X was an excellent bowler? Cool. Harriet Tubman, she had narcolepsy. All right, cool. Martin Luther King, he not only had a dream, but he also had nightmares. Get away from me, just walk away. Yeah, it's also cool that white America has discovered Juneteenth, the Black celebration of the slaves in Texas that didn't find out for 2 years that they were free. You know? Like,
yep.
Yeah, so you know, now they're actually congressmen that want to make it into a national holiday. I don't know if I'm down with that, because you know the way America is, I can see turning on the TV next year and hearing, "Swing low, sweet chariot. You need a new chariot? Come on down to Coons Ford. We'll get you into a Tahoe today." Don't worry about that reparations check. We got 0% financing. Come on in. Or, you know, I'm going to lay down my burden on the Sleepy's memory foam mattress. Come on into our Juneteenth celebration. Every black person, 3/5 the price. No. No, you know. But my real fear is that once it becomes a holiday, you know that Hallmark is going to start making cards. And I can see my white friends and coworkers sending me these terrible cards. You know, like I get a card that says, "Hey, I'm sorry about slavery." Open the card up. It was a cotton picking shame. Oh, no. Or I walk into my office and there's a card sitting on my desk that says, "Hey, it's been over 140 years since we had slavery." Open the card up. Oh, isn't that all just watermelon under the bridge? From Debbie and the girls in HR. Who do I complain to now? Or maybe somebody will go high tech, you know, with those personalized record your own message card. In front of it says, "Are you still mad about slavery?" I open the card up and it just screams, "Nigga, please! Nigga, please! Nigga, please!" Now I'm stabbing everybody at work. It's like, no,
I'm dead.
no. But I mean, that's the thing, you know, we thought, you know, after Obama as our president, we thought we were post-racial, you know, that we were past all this. But the other day I was in downtown DC and this little 6-year-old white girl was walking in front of me and she looked back and saw me and she immediately took her Barbie purse. She moved it to the other side of her body and she clutched it really tight. And I gotta tell you, it made me feel a little sad. I think mainly because it meant I had to knock her to the ground to snatch it. Yeah, this racism isn't working out for either one of us. So, my name is Chip from DC. Thank you guys for listening, and I'm going to hand it back over to Jessica, our host.
Woo! Thank you, Chip. Oh, that poor little girl. She should have just handed it to you. She wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah, she only had $3. It was terrible.
Well, folks, let's take a final tally of where we're at. It looks like at this point we've raised $180. Yes, absolutely. If you
wait, weren't we at 190 before I started my set? Are you saying someone took $10 back? Someone took $10 back? Oh, Jesus.
I didn't know they could do maybe. But if you guys are watching this after the broadcast, you could still go on to Fundly.com and make a donation. Yes, you can. Or like I said, if you're a local to Sacramento and you want to donate new toys or, you know, a gift or things like that for any of the kids up there in Paradise, please message me. We will set something up, either a porch drop-off or a porch pickup. Only in the Sacramento area because it is quarantine. I just told you I made $167 a week and I'm fucking broke. Mm-hmm. So I'm not making long distance trips. The only long distance trip I'm going to make is to take these toys to those kids. So, but yeah, I'm eternally grateful to Stab Comedy for having us on this show tonight. I would like to thank each and every one of my comedian friends, TL, Athena, Sam, David, Cynthia, TC, Erica, Heather, Rhoda, Chip. Rhoda Chip sounds like some good ass ice cream, doesn't it? Is it just me? I'm the total fat girl. Like I may have lost this weight, but when she said there was snacks and shit, I'm with Chip. I'm like, yeah. Is this a ham sandwich? What is this? But anyway, I'm like I said, I'm eternally grateful for the folks that turned out, and I'm really happy that we were able to raise almost $200 because it started off tonight at $0. So yeah. It's been a fantastic night. The only thing that I can say is that I really hope that you guys donate locally. Make sure that your donation goes to somebody directly into the community because big corporations, it just gets eaten. Like the ice cream that's in my fridge in like 5 minutes. But anyway, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. I'm going to give it back over to Mr. Jesse in Stab.
Thank you, Jessica. I was just posting the link to the chat one more time. Yeah, do please continue to donate if you're catching this on a repeat later. The link, the donation is good for another. It says 53 days here. What is that?
Yeah, it's still active for a while,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna wait until after the Friday after freaking Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Continue to donate. Thank you all for having donated already. Thanks to all the comics tonight. Thank you so much. That's it for the night. Thank you, Jessica. Everybody,
Jessica,
one more
for
time.
letting us
Jessica
be on.
Roberts. Everybody. Yeah. All right. So that's it for us tonight. I won't get into the whole spiel. Just check out stabcomedytheater.com for the entire calendar of regular events. And that's just going to be it for tonight. Get yourself some sleep. It's been a long week. And get a nice, restful sleep. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna be opening my room if you guys want to hop in.
Nice meeting y'all.
Bye.
But a friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a sad